Everett Charles Bartlemay, better known as Stub, was born on November 28, 1909 at Barton, Oregon, and spent most of his boyhood days in Arlington, Oregon. In 1929, at the age of 20, he won his first bronc riding at Morrow, Oregon. He was first again in the bronc riding at Prineville in 1930 and Molalla in 1932. Stub rode at the Calgary Stampede from 1934 through 1937, and again in 1941. His first year in Calgary, Stub won the North American Championship in bronc riding and was given the H.B. Bennett Trophy. H.B. Bennett was the Prime Minister of Canada at that time. Mike Hastings bought Hell's Angel in 1934. No cowboy had ever successfully ridden him. After 5 tries, Stub Bartlemay became the first to make a qualified ride on the mighty Hell's Angel, who many consider one of the greatest bucking horses of all time. In 1935, Stub traveled to New York City and entered the Madison Square Garden Rodeo. He won the saddle bronc riding and a trophy saddle. Stub rode in all the good rodeos in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and in time entered every rodeo in the western states. In 1941, Stub won the bronc riding at the Cheyenne Frontier Days and won another trophy saddle. Some cowboys were very superstitious. Stub was one of them. He had a fear that certain things would bring bad luck. He always rode with an unlit cigarette in his mouth. If he bought a new pair of boots and did not win while wearing them at a rodeo, he never wore them again in competition. Stub thought it was bad luck to put a hat on the bed, and when riding in a car, wouldn't allow peanuts to be in that car. There was a story told that Stub was in Fort Worth, Texas in 1937, and he was short of funds. Stub only had 15 cents, which he spent on a hamburger. While Stub was eating the hamburger, he met a friend who staked him to the entry fee for the bronc riding. That turned out to be a good stroke of luck when he won first, and from there on, good fortune continued to be with him. The old rodeo cowboys were tough. Stub would doctor himself with horse medicine, using shots of penicillin, liniments, and poultice remedies to treat his injuries. He broke an arm in Blythe, California in 1937, injured a knee in Texas, and suffered a broken leg in Salem, Oregon in 1942. My dad used to tell about Stub wearing a cast on his broken leg. Stub had carved a groove down each side of the cast so he could remove it to get on his saddle bronc and make a ride. When the ride was over, Stub would put the cast back on his broken leg. The last 15 years of Stub's rodeo career, he worked for the Christensen brothers, helping with the stock and working as a pickup man. He retired from rodeo in 1951. Stub Bartlemay passed from this life on December 9th, 1993, at the age of 84 in Sisters, Oregon.